Welcome our international crowd, those of you who love the game of football, as it's called all around the world. And what a way to start it off. NWSL regular season. Eric, look, this summer, there's no secrets, right? I mean, you've got soccer all over, and the Olympics are going to be a lot of fun. And you've got Canadian national team stars, U.S. national team stars. I could go on and on. Japanese stars, and Sudam Lee, even from South Korea. So a lot to look forward to. It just gives you that little more incentive to push a little bit harder here in the NWSL this season.
Well, and we discussed it in the open, was the importance of starting the season off with the right foot and you know, making that first impression, because when you're heading into an Olympic summer, roster moves are going to be, you're going to be moving players around positionally. You're going to miss players for certain amounts of time. So getting off to a good start in the season, whether it's getting 3 points, getting a crucial draw, playing home or away, it's going to be so important for these two sides.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Eric. And as we mentioned earlier, this is being played at Red Bull Arena. It's the third NWSL match to ever be played at Red Bull Arena. Formerly Sky Blue played against OL Reign and the Orlando Pride back in 2019. And a socially distanced crowd. Good to see fans back at arenas everywhere around the country here in the United States. And we are ready to play some soccer here from Red Bull Arena. Gotham FC in the dark blue and navy blue. And Houston Dash in the all-white tops. Arya Masudi and Eric Dobransky joining you for this international broadcast. Early clip into the box, and it's scooped. A whistle early. Danielle Chesky, the head official. And Eric, early on, going to be important to try and create some possession and try and dictate the pace.
Well, and with Challenge Cup, you know, with those games already being played and really moving in the direction of the season, these opening exchanges are going to be really important. How do you want to play? How do you want to execute? You know, talking to the coaches throughout the week and really talking through the game. First off, those transition moments are going to be really important. So what does your team look like when you lose possession of the ball? What does your team look like when you gain possession of the ball? And then secondly is really, how do you respond to some of those situational plays? If you go up a goal, go down a goal. So it's early on in the season. You want to see how your team reacts to those.
Gotham FC early on with the action here, forcing it. There's Lloyd, out to Monahan, back to Lloyd inside the box. A lefty trigger, just high. She asking for a deflection, and she will receive it, as it'll be a corner for Gotham. Love the way Carly Lloyd, that first touch, it just springs her out into action.
And you really have two teams here that are coming into the regular season off of really good performances in the Challenge Cup. And I think both coaches would agree they just need to fine-tune a couple things, whether it's on the attacking side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball, and here an early set piece and to get a look at them defensively.
It'll be Caprice Didasco with the honors towards the penalty spot, dealt with beautifully by the Dash. Not out of the woods yet, though, as a touch pushes it forward. And Sheridan quick off her line to get it up to Cujo. Here comes Gotham again, interception. Well done there by Schmidt, the holding center mid.
And Gotham is a team that throughout the Challenge Cup did not concede a lot of early goals. And that's something you want to build on. But I know that they want to really see a lot more of the ball, really build their identity around their possession.
So you get a throw for the Dash, Haley Hansen, the 25-year-old. We'll push it back as the Dash will look to work it from their back line. Here's Naughton. A ball over the top. Getting on the end of it well is Mewis, and a ball knocked out. It'll be a goal kick. Well played. I believe that was Skrosky on the defense. The goal kick, Sheridan sends it forward. Lloyd nods it ahead. But the possession now with the Dash. Good work by Cujo, trying to win it back, still trying to win it back. A slew of white jerseys around her. There's something on here for the Dash on the break.
Really good pursuit defensively by Houston, creating a good look in transition. Just missed that final pass that would have created something dangerous there in the final third.
Almost 5 minutes in, still 0-0 here from Red Bull Arena. Working with it, Schmidt now back, and a turnover. What can Gotham do with it here? The cross, not dangerous enough to beat Campbell. Groom goes down, Monahan. Well done on dispossessing. Both teams still trying to find their footing. Quick work here, Didasco now has it. Works it back.
And it's going to be important while you're trying to find, like you said, find your footing, find that rhythm within this match. It's important not to give the opponent those moments where they can counterattack on you. You saw Houston there trying to build out of the back and giving the ball up in their defensive third, and you've seen a number of times here with Gotham, you know, turning the ball over. So you want to make sure as you're starting to try to get a rhythm and a tempo here that you don't give your opponent an opportunity to really find and expose space higher up the field. And even here with set pieces where they can get numbers forward, really execute things that they've worked throughout Challenge Cup and throughout preseason.
The foul was on Lloyd there. It'll be Oyster who does the honors. The 28-year-old. Plays it into the box. Knotted around and out by Gotham. How about the Jets? Coming on here for Gotham in transition. Oh, and the final touch not good enough, but a whistle and a foul. And now a set piece opportunity for Gotham at the 7th minute.
And both teams exchanging set piece opportunities here early on. And anytime, whether you're a player or as a coach, anytime you can start getting those set pieces, whether it's a corner kick, whether it's due to a foul, it just gives you little looks at how the other team sets up defensively. And as the match goes on, you can start to expose some of the space that does become available, running wide, running high, different runs and different.
Ball played in, cleared and dealt with well by the back line, and going down, a foul called as Latsko face planted, and we have our first booking of this match. Replay to see who that one was on. And that is on Cujo. So she goes into the book.
And for Cujo, somebody that's going to be so important to how that midfield defends and how they transition when they lose possession. It's going to be important she's careful throughout the rest of this match.
Here's the dash up ahead. Prince. Hansen now. Lloyd was there to intercept. Now Schmidt had a moment there where she thought she might be able to spring something for her team, but again, Gotham's defense coming up strong. Turnover in a dangerous area. Prince plays it into the box. Opportunity with the left foot. Latsko couldn't get it onto the frame. But that is the best opportunity here for the Dash early on.
And you could see both teams are really being purposeful where they're allowing each other to play. They're really denying space and entry passes there in the midfield. So both teams are having to go slightly more direct, and they're finding a little bit more success out in the wider areas with their outside forwards. And you can see it on that service over there. They're not able to connect through the midfield, so they're just trying to open up the matchups really out wide.
So Lloyd pulled down Chapman there. Her second foul. Quickly gets the ball back for Gotham. Now Long trying to pick out some spots here to move her team forward. Plays it square over to Didasco. She drops it back. And now up ahead, Monahan looking central. Nice work there by Vienne. She can really dance. Left foot shot all. And the finish left something to be desired by Evelyn Vienne. But you see the pace, the first touch, springing her forward and creates just a little bit of space and get a shot off.
And you can see the patience in the buildup from Vienne, the run, where really working off the back shoulder of the center back and then creeping right in front, getting a really positive first touch to get her into space. She would really be hoping that she could hit frame on that left-footed strike, but really a great opportunity, a great time to run from her. And it's going to be a matchup that you're going to be watching throughout the evening.
Long ball up ahead, flag goes up. And just a little bit off was the Dash. I believe that was Prince. It was indeed. We just talked about Evelyn Vienne, who continues to have her stock rise with the Canadian senior national team. Had to miss some of the Challenge Cup early on, first couple of games for Gotham due to international duty. She scored goals at USF in Tampa, Florida in her collegiate days like most people breathe. It's a season where she had about 30 goals. And USF, who has established themselves as quite a power in the American Conference and the NCAA. Vienne definitely going down as the most decorated player in school history. And you see some of the skill here on display. Ball into the box, knocked down, no whistle. Hard tackle by Gotham. And now they have the ball.
And going back to it, you have two teams that have so much respect for each other, and both the offenses have the opportunity to produce. And again, as we prepared for the game throughout the week, it was really about how can you get the matchups you were looking to get throughout the match, and then whose offensive players were going to step up in those moments and score a vital goal, cause a counterattack, you know, just those moments that win you a match.
And I think right now both teams still just trying to figure out the flow of this one. You've seen some sparse opportunities for both sides, neither team being able to convert. But it's very clear there's some pressing going on and some counter pressing. And early on, look, teams are not completely in form yet. That first touch, the way you turn, how much time you have before someone closes in on you, it takes a few weeks. Long ball in. And an easy play there for Kaylin Sheridan.
And to your point, it's that space that you're willing to give up. And I think every time you look at a matchup, you clearly want to implement your style of play and your principles of play as a team. So you don't want to adapt too much, but you also do need to recognize, okay, we're okay if we give Houston or Gotham this space, but we're not going to allow them to expose us in this space. And you can see both teams, they're really making it tough in the midfield to connect passes and as you mentioned, find space without pressure immediately on their back and the ability to turn and find runners forward.
Prince inside out, puts it into the middle of the box. Opportunity for the dash. Ball still loose. Chaotic defending. And what a job by Mandy Freeman. But Houston still putting the pressure on. And a shot high and over by Daly. And a foul was called. Will that be in favor of the dash? I believe it was. I think Houston's going to get an opportunity for an extremely dangerous free kick.
And you can see Houston has the better of the wide play right now. And anytime you can get Rachel Daly running into an 18-yard box, it's a dangerous chance, and they are really sending in very intentional, very purposeful crosses and really asking a lot of questions of this Gotham FC back line. But you go back to the counterattack, you go back to where you turn the ball over, and that's where Houston is really finding their advantage.
Lefty ball to the back post. Oh, what a job by Estelle Johnson. Caught it with a thigh. But Latsko thought she might have had the icebreaker here in Red Bull Arena.
Really well-flighted ball in by Mewis. Well-timed by Latsko. But Johnson there to intervene. And
another corner won by the dash. 16th minute action. It'll be Mewis again. Left foot curling towards the back post. Glancing header knocked away. Still with Houston. A turn, another flick into the box. And dealt with beautifully Carly Lloyd. With the lefty boot. Sends it past midfield. A deft piece of skill. And by Chapman. But a turnover. And the ball at Carly Lloyd's feet. VN now has it. Plays it back towards the penalty spot. Nothing doing for Gotham. Mewis. Long ball ahead. Acres of space for Nichelle Prince. She's into the box. Plays it towards the middle. And reading it well with Sheridan.
And that's where Houston's finding a lot of their outlet play there with Prince. Doing a great job of, once they win possession, finding higher space up the field. And that's going to be something throughout tonight that Gotham's going to have to be aware of and really fix, because if she can connect there with Rachel Daly, and Houston is doing a tremendous job of getting good numbers in the 18-yard box when that ball does go wide.
Another interception here for Gotham. Leads to a counterattack. Carly Lloyd trying to spring VN forward. There to clear it away was Oyster back to her keeper. A throw in one by the dash. And we talked to both coaches who I think all agreed that the first half was going to be a bit of just trying to feel it out and figure what the tactics are from each opposing club. And you see both teams just still growing into the match.
And you almost heard similar words used throughout the preparation was, you know, building consistency, those transitional moments, and then both lineups playing similar formations, and how their respective back lines deal with the front threes of those lineups. And I think right now, other than that chance with Vienne earlier, Houston has done a really good job of minimizing danger in their final third and picking off passes just like that.
It just feels like right now the Dash's best options have been wide and over the top, whereas Gotham has really worked through Carly Lloyd to try and spring forward Evelyn Vienne and the rest of the strikers. About 20 minutes in. Eric, what do you want to continue to see from both of these clubs?
I think right now they're both really defending well, and I think they're both, as you can see right here, causing some havoc there in the buildup. What I would like to see is each team, once you do win possession, and I think you mentioned it just a minute ago, the first half of the season opener, you're really going to test your opponent. You're really going to ask a lot of questions. You're going to try to see how your team responds. So when you win possession, can you break a bigger line of pressure? Can you find a ball higher up the field? Can you break that line, find Carly Lloyd higher up the field, Christy Mewes higher up the field?
Hansen towards the penalty spot. Glancing header, still loose and cleared away. Objections for a handball not being taken by the head official.
So you're causing havoc, you're turning the ball over, you're causing turnovers for both teams. But now can you find that ball that really unlocks dangerous space a little quicker?
Towards the end line, ball played in, flicked on, oh, just wide of the post.
Such clever movement by Daly. She's had a tremendous career, and it's something that those are those moments where she doesn't have a lot of separation and yet almost finds the back of the net in that opportunity.
Yeah, the Englishwoman has been active. And Mewes has been dangerous for Houston, trying to create some spark. Back heel flick, not going to go for Vienne, looking for a runner. Now Shea Groom plays it towards Daly's feet. Again, Prince out wide. She's carved out some space. Her cross deflected to a teammate. Here's Schmidt. Attempt for Daly, intercepted. And now the break is on for Purse and Gotham. Flag stays down. Out wide now. Here comes Gotham. Vienne crashing. Ball played here. Vienne! Oh, she tripped herself up. Everything was there but the finish for Gotham.
What an outlet by Gotham there. And in those moments, sometimes you just don't know if the ball is going to sneak through, and you see Oyster getting a slight touch there right before it got to Vienne. And those are those moments where I was just talking about, was you win possession and you find that bigger ball. Purse has a great ball out wide. And then you commit those two runners in there. And like I said, I think that slight touch there at the end as it was being delivered really threw off Vienne to just finish it and put Gotham up 1-0.
Yeah, Vienne's going to want that one back. But the first chance, the real chance of the season for her. You see, Gotham has had some success playing it to the right side there for Monahan. Long. Controls, turns. Freeman. Didasco. Back to Long. Pocket of space. Out wide. Purse. One-on-one. Cuts it inside. Goes down. Decision time. No whistle. And the Dash maybe out of the woods. And pushing ahead now Latsko finds herself open and free towards the center. Groom. Schmidt now out wide. Shot by Mewis. Trickles wide of the far right post. Was it deflected? I believe it was. And Mewis with the lefty strike has earned another corner. She'll take the honors herself.
And both teams growing in confidence here. When you get to these moments, and I'm going to keep harping on the available space, is as a team, once you start recognizing what space is open in those moments, it becomes a little bit more freeing. You know right when you win possession, okay, I'm going to look at this space, I'm going to look at that space, and you can find those outlets, and you can see both teams playing forward a lot quicker now.
In swinging ball, knocked away. The chest of Vienne. Vienne looking for support. And the dash pressuring high up the pitch. Mewis and Didasco head to head. Oh, there, that's beautiful from Purse. Cross, up ahead, Monahan. Right side, here comes Gotham. Into the box, Monahan. Her cross attempt deflected away. And well done by Katie Naughton, the 27-year-old defender. Sliding in was Daly to save that. Long might have been able to tee something up.
And Gotham has a lot of freedom there with the interchange with Purse and Lloyd. Purse can drop back in and receive a ball. Lloyd can then find the space in behind her, or Vienne can find that space in behind that right back. And then we've seen here in a couple instances already, Monahan really freed up there on that right side.
Houston's done a nice job of neutralizing Carly Lloyd. That you can see numbers are going towards her every time she touches it. But I think because of that, you just mentioned, they're sucking in towards the midfield, and you've got those balls now to the wingers.
And you can see right there that drop by Purse, and then finding higher ground for Lloyd.
Lloyd turns, goes down hard, and whistle. And winning a spot and winning the foul was Lloyd. We talked to Freya Coombe about Carly Lloyd and how do you challenge a player like that, and she laughed and she goes, well, she challenges herself daily, but we try to give her some kind of routine, a culture that we built to find different ways that we can try and continue to bring the most out of her. And she admitted the Olympics are coming up and Carly's ready to rock. 38 years old Carly Lloyd. As this ball played to the back post, too much, too heavy. A foul was called anyway.
And it really does seem, from talking to the coaches, that support from the national teams has been so important and means so much. The players understanding how important it is to be trending in the right direction, playing-wise, going into an Olympic summer, and that these games really do matter.
Yeah. You think about CONCACAF, by the way, and USA and Canada. Very recently, the federations for both of those countries decided to put a lot of money into the NWSL, subsidized a lot of their international players to help not just grow the league, but to help the development of their players that they use on the international stage. And so with the Olympics coming up, a keen eye goes towards the Sinclairs and the Lloyds and the Morgans. And this league now at 10 teams continues to grow by the year. Didasco clipped away. And the dash. They've bent a little bit, but they haven't broken yet. Look at the speed by Prince. Cut off, though, by Mandy Freeman. Back to Sheridan. Dangerous spot here. Sheridan's got to get there, and she does. It's an open goal, though. Daly, can she get there? Oh, she couldn't. Estelle Johnson, heroic defending. That net was wide open, and it still might be Houston's time. Daly on the left side, lefty strike, knocked away by Sheridan once again, the Canadian international.
And just such dynamic opportunities here by Houston. Really doing it in all facets of the game tonight. Turnovers, counterattack, set pieces, really finding aspects within tonight's match to be dangerous. Really good defending there by Johnson for Gotham to get him out of a really tough situation there. And Sheridan with that first play.
Ball in, clipped, still loose and knocked away by Lloyd. Still in a dangerous area for Houston.
I mean, with the chances that both sides are creating, it's tough to imagine that it's still 0-0. And you give these defenses a lot of credit and these teams a lot of credit because you mentioned it, it's really...
Ball played in, Sheridan again. It's going to take more than that to beat her.
Recognizing those important moments, you know, even with the Johnson play right there, Sheridan interrupting Rachel Daly there on the turnover. Vienne being on the doorstep a number of times here in the first half.
No doubt. Here's Long. Wins the ball from Groom. Now looking for support. Has it in Vienne. That's an excellent turn. She finds herself in space. One-on-one, plays it out wide. Purse. Purse cuts it back. Back to her right foot. Shot! Back of the net! And the breakthrough happens. Midge Purse. 1-0, Gotham.
And I think everybody would agree that we all felt a goal from one of these teams coming soon. This game opened up quite a bit. And nobody's surprised that it comes from Purse because she has been so dangerous the last, well, throughout this first half, but especially the last 15 minutes with the interchange from the right side to the left side to dropping into midfield. And there you find Gotham exposing space right in front of that Houston back line, making them step up and tuck, and then finding Purse out wide. What a tremendous finish.
And Purse scored her first career international goal with Team USA earlier this year in January against Colombia at the She Believes tournament. And now she scores the first goal of the year for Gotham. Can Houston level back quickly? Looking into the center of the box, I believe that was Daly. Her glancing header was far too wide.
And for Houston and James Clarkson, how does your team respond to this? You've played really well. When it comes to the quantity of the opportunities, you've had more of them, but you gotta respond and bounce back from this and understand that we're having the better of the wide play. We're getting really good numbers in the 18-yard box. Really purposeful runs, good levels there in the box.
Eric, could you say Midge Purse is money?
That's a good one. It was ever since about 15 minutes into this match, she was given the freedom to really interchange, move around the field, find different matchups. It allowed Carly Lloyd to find space higher up. It allowed Vienne to really explore space between each center back. Monahan really became dangerous on that right side, now switching back to the left.
Yeah, and Freya Coombe talked about the level of fitness that she's trying to get her team to play at, because you just mentioned it, Eric, perfectly. We've seen Monahan. She's been on the right wing at times, comes back and helps. Purse has been at left back in moments, has been at central defensive mid at others, and then she springs forward. So the freedom that this Gotham team is allowing their players to play with allows them to really take advantage of the unique skill sets.
And it really allows a team to manipulate the space available in the attacking side of the field, moving those defenders around. And again, you had Vienne there step, drop into space, and then that back line has to make decisions. And Purse was on that right side just waiting for that ball.
A foul calls. His Purse got taken down. A reward for her goal by the Houston Dash. That always seems to be the opposing defense's award for you scoring against them, right? It's always a hard knock coming. You can expect it.
Gonna make sure they keep a close eye on her. Don't get on the board again.
Freeman. Lazy ball somehow found Didasco. Now Lloyd controls, plays it to her left, finds it to Didasco. One touch, Monahan trying to flick it over, could not. And ball rolls out. It will be a throw for the Dash. Hansen. To the middle, Schmidt. Plays it up ahead, running after it, Daly. But again, Mandy Freeman has been all over that back line of the pitch. And her and Sheridan have been able to clean some things up. Now Long. Up ahead, Cujo, now Lloyd. Monahan. Cuts it back towards the center of the box for Vienne. Vienne's speed gets there. Lloyd. Monahan. And cut off by the Dash. And ultimately cleared away.
And going back to your comments about the growth of this league, adding 2 more teams next season, and really just tremendous from the players, the teams, the league itself. I mean, when you talk to coaches and you talk pregame, each team has so many playmakers. And that's why even in a 1-0 game like it is now, each team has an opportunity with those playmakers to expose and exploit different matchups. And it's just such a joy to watch this league continue to grow, these teams to grow, these players to find a lot of success. And you just continue to watch some of these matchups throughout the season and through tonight.
Now Lloyd. Central. In the midfield. She has it. So sure with the ball at her feet. Long. The U.S. international. Hoping to earn a spot. There's another one right there. Mewis. Trying to punch it ahead for Daly.
And for Gotham now, you sit here with the 1-goal lead. You know, halftime coming soon, and you could see a lot more of the ball now. You can be a lot more patient. If it's not there going forward, you have the ability to go sideways. You have the ability to go backwards and slow the game down, where now Houston would love to level this game at 1 before halftime. So they're going to have to chase it. They're going to have to expose some space, whether it's that front line chasing a turnover from the Gotham back line, or that midfield stepping a little higher, exposing space behind them. So really this fits into what Gotham would like to do, whether they're up a goal or not, is really controlling the ball and seeing a lot of the possession.
That's good work from Gotham. But in the end, the buildup was knocked away. And so now they'll try it again. Long. Angles her way forward. Vienne was muscled up. And now Daly in a foot race with Estelle Johnson. Johnson beats her there and wins the throw. And you mentioned the way that this game is going. It reminds me of the way the U.S. national team plays, the ability to possess, but then they can turn it on a dime and press you, and all of a sudden you've got those athletes that are just exposing the back lines left and right. Just how dynamic they play the game. That's something that, you know, you'll see throughout the NWSL this season, is just the dynamicness.
You will, and those tactical matchups, those...
Let's groom his balls clipped away.
That situational play in the counterattack, in transition, as you mentioned, in possession, not just keeping the ball to keep the ball, but keeping the ball to purposefully open up different space.
Going down with a knock and staying down. Is Daly, who has had an active first half. Looks like some knees bumped. Oh.
Rachel Daly has been, just like you said, active in this first half. She's got to be pleased with the services they're getting in, the runners they're getting in. She's found areas within that final third that she's just that final product, and then she'll find this equalizer.
Mewis was looking for the front post. It was cleared. And now a giveaway. Has Gotham VN, plays it up ahead, Monahan. And Monahan just couldn't angle her run. Good work defending by Chapman, I believe that was.
Really good outlets by Gotham, really good counterattack. VN probably just need to hold on to that ball just a split second longer, really let Monahan get into stride. But a really good look there.
Prince one-on-one, up ahead. Here's Groom, plays it back towards the penalty spot. Nobody home.
And that's a great look at the layers and the levels that Houston is finding when they hit that wide space, because so much focus goes on to finding where Rachel Daly is. Where's she running? Where is she running? Near post, far post? And then you had the secondary and the third runner there in the build-up. So, and James Clarkson's got to be fairly pleased with his team's play thus far. Just don't have that goal to show for it.
This has been rare tonight. Is Lloyd open and with a pocket of space to work with, finds Purse. The goal scorer tonight so far. Didn't like what she saw, so she plays it back.
And when you're up a goal, this is perfectly fine. If you want a new look, just go backwards.
Didasco does well. Plays it towards front post. But Jane Campbell quick off her line.
And you could be patient and find services like that.
This is better from the dash in terms of build-up play. Now Central. Latsko. Had it taken away. Long goes down, and a whistle. Allie Long, the U.S. international, 51 caps, 8 goals in her international career, was acquired earlier this year, really just last month at the end of April, from OL Reign. Most NWSL fans might remember her over the 100 appearances for Portland, where she scored 30 goals for the Thorns in her career there. Now with Gotham, new talent and a new rebranding. Is offside the call. Long not sure or in agreement. Ali Long has also played with Chelsea and PSG. Spent some time in Europe. Part of the 2019 U.S. World Cup team. And could be back there with the Olympic team in a couple of months. 44th minute of action. 1-0 Gotham. On a goal from Midge Purse in the 31st minute. Daly plays it out wide. Mewis taking on her defender, one-on-one, out to her left foot preferred, and a bracketed Gotham defense strips her of the ball.
And as Gotham sees out this first half, you've got to imagine that they're gaining confidence defending in that defensive third and defending those services, because Houston has really driven them to that end line right in front of Sheridan, and they've had to defend in some interesting moments, but they've dealt with it well. And you've got to feel like if you can go into halftime up 1-0, fix a couple of those ideas in terms of how you press it and how you maybe don't allow Houston to find that space right away and that deep on the field. But you do have to be pleased with how you've been defending this wide play.
Just 1 minute of stoppage time, Eric. Ball played here, and if you're Houston, Eric, I think you've had enough opportunities to feel pretty good about where you stand if you just go down 1-0 at the break. Or maybe even better than that. Prince, one-on-one against Didasco. Prince towards the end line, plays it up top, deflected by Sheridan. And a corner now won by the Dash as the Gotham faithful come to their feet. Maybe time for just one last chance.
And the only thing I would say to add to your point is, can you find Rachel Daly a little quicker in that transition when you do win possession? Because there are moments where the back line of Gotham or those midfielders lose track of where Rachel Daly is.
Mewis, out swinging ball, header there. And not enough on it as Sheridan comes away with it, scoops it up high to her chest. Let the official know, I think we're done here in the first half. So Gotham, 1-0 on the goal from Purse. It's been an entertaining first half, Eric.
It really has, back and forth. It opened up. Both teams really confident playing forward. Both coaches have got to be pleased with particular spaces and moments that they're exposing. But for Houston, now you've got to chase this game a little bit more. And for Gotham, that means possibly other dangerous areas to open up.
And so it's 1-0. Gotham, NWSL is back. A full season amidst a pandemic. We are so thankful you joined us here on Twitch. 1-0 Gotham over the Dash. Halftime is coming up next. Concrete jungle as halftime continues between Houston Dash at Gotham FC. And just about a month ago, Gotham found themselves in quite the battle against the Portland Thorns. It was the final of the Challenge Cup. And what a game it was. You had stars all over the pitch. Carly Lloyd, of course, against Megan Klingenberg and the Thorns in the 8th minute. Eric, how about this? The all-time goals leader in the world, Christine Sinclair. Oh, my goodness.
And it was a classic matchup for such a well-played Challenge Cup, and really two teams that played well throughout. And here with Sinclair, and then the build-up play here for Gotham, getting level. And who else but Carly Lloyd?
Rising above and fired it in with the head. Back of the net, pick it out, 1-1. We would go to PKs. And Ali Long Gets it to go in there for Gotham, and then Klingenberg, oh my goodness, off the top of the crossbar. What a PK battle we had. Kawasumi getting the save and being saved there. You see Weaver trying to finish things off. She does just that. And Portland Thorns, Eric, they come away with a big victory as we move into the regular season.
And really, for both teams, catapulting them into the regular season and really allowing them to build on that Challenge Cup and, you know, really looking forward to these home openers and these openers this season.
And what an exciting summer of soccer we have coming up ahead, and hopefully an exciting second half here between the Dash and Gotham. Halftime rolls on after this. Welcome back to the Garden State, Red Bull Arena, Harrison, New Jersey, where Gotham has a 1-0 lead over the Houston Dash. And it's opening weekend all around the NWSL. And we're excited to bring you this action. Eric, other scores from today. Really just a couple of matchups to open this thing up. Racing Louisville FC, Kansas City, 0-0.
Really excited about opening weekend. Coming off a tremendous Challenge Cup. A lot of teams inserting players in different areas now. An Olympic summer, prepping for that as well. I think it's going to be an intriguing opening couple weeks here and throughout the 24-game matchup.
I know Louisville's excited to open up Lynn Family Stadium, that they built it for this, to be able to have this, and that's what we're going to be able to do this year in the NWSL.
And we talked about it. The start is so important with a lot of the changes that are going to happen throughout this summer with the Olympics. It's going to be important that teams build off what they established in the Challenge Cup. With the 6 best clubs going to the playoffs this year, points are at a premium, and I think whether you're at home or on the road, you've got to get results.
No doubt about it. And this is what you can look forward to for the rest of the weekend. Alex Morgan and the Orlando Pride taking on the Washington Spirit, 6 o'clock tomorrow. Portland Thorns, Mark Parsons' group, fresh off of a trophy. And they're taking on Chicago Red Stars and Julie Ertz. And then Racing Louisville back at it next Friday against the Spirit. Should be a lot of fun, Eric, and we're all looking forward to it.
And again, great matchups here for this weekend and great opening regular season.
Halftime continues after these messages. Welcome back to New Jersey, where Gotham is up 1-0 on the Houston Dash. Opening weekend of the NWSL. Aria Masudi and Eric Dobransky joining you here for an international crowd on Twitch. And here are some highlights early on, Eric. We thought both teams were going to get things going. Evelyn Viendo dictated some of the pace there in the attacking third.
And really a little bit of a slow start for both sides as they tried to connect through the midfield. They really started to find space out wide and a little bit more direct. Vienne there with a great run early on, and then another really good run and a ball played in by Monahan that she probably wishes she got back, but Oyster was right there to just take a little bit of a clip, and then Vienne just stumbled on it. But really good play. A number of opportunities for Houston here. Pressure a little bit. Sheridan does a great job of leading Daly out wide and allowing Johnson to intervene on that. And then here you go, have the goal. Vienne drops into space, really asking a lot of questions of that Houston back line. And Purse, who found a lot of success 15 minutes into that first half, dropping into space, switching with Monahan from right to left, finding her opportunity here, putting her on that right foot, and just absolutely finding that lower corner.
I mean, you just kind of look right there, and the shots from Houston, they haven't really been threatening, but feels just like Gotham has controlled more of the pace and more of the possession, and they've made more of their opportunities count.
Yeah, Houston had several opportunities, as you could see with the shot count, but not too many dangerous ones. And I think Gotham had the 2 chances with Vienne, the one left-footed strike that sailed high and wide, and then the one that Oyster got just a touch on to deflect it and out of the path of Vienne, and then you get the goal with Purse. I mean, Gotham's taking advantage of those chances on frame. So again, if you're Houston, you're pleased in certain aspects of the game, but you do need to find that final product. And, you know, even throughout the Challenge Cup, 3 draws, the 1 win over Kansas City, they scored 4 goals in that Challenge Cup, 3 coming in that matchup against Kansas City, with the other one coming against Portland in their 1-1 draw.
Yeah, and Eric, you saw early on, first minute or so of the second half, Houston pushing a little bit higher up the pitch. And I think they caused enough chaos from Gotham in their attacking third to maybe put some pressure on and ask a few questions.
And they did for Houston. Prince had a tremendous first half. Solid services in. Really pushing that Gotham back line to almost be right, like really close to Sheridan in that 18-yard box, that 6-yard box. And that's tough if you're a back line and a goalkeeper to have your defenders right there as well. But it's almost been a bend but don't break mentality when you're defending services for Gotham. They're giving up that wide space, but they're also doing a tremendous job of being the first to win the ball.
Let's go. Took it in the back and wins the foul. So now the question becomes for Houston, what do you change, if anything, from that first half? Obviously, you're going to have to try and dictate a little bit more. You might have to try and win a few more balls, but at the expense of what? Opening up some more spaces for a dangerous Gotham counter.
Yeah, I think,
cleared away.
I think going James Clarkson and his squad, you really look at this first 10 to 15 minutes, stick to the game plan that you had in the first half. You really started to unlock different areas higher up and finding a lot of success. So can you find the equalizer playing the way you played in the first half, but just finding that final product and executing in front of goal? And then 10 to 15 minutes, if it's still 1-0, then you're going to have to start pressing them higher up the field, really causing some chaos in the midfield. You know, trying to win that ball as high up as you can and really focus on the counterattack. Obviously, the counterattack's always a presence for either team, but even more so now when you're down a goal. And then we spoke about it towards the end of that first half.
Oh, Lloyd's in a dangerous position. Her lefty attempt was aimed for the back post, and it was deflected for a corner.
Was for Gotham going up a goal, and here we can see Carly Lloyd's opportunity, driving at that back line, putting on that left foot. Really good deflection there by Naughton. But Gotham, when you have the advantage, you have the 1-goal lead, you can really slow down play when you want to. If you don't like the look that you have in that final third, you can always go backwards and reset.
Out-swinging ball to Lloyd. Glancing header. Won by Gotham. In the 18, in the box. Dangerous position, Vienne. Her first touch let her down. But there to save the day and continue the possession is Skrosky. The Dash are going to have to get it out of their back half. And a clearance forward does that for the time being. And knocked away by Johnson. It'll be a throw for Houston.
And Houston really presented a consistent roster throughout, consistent lineup throughout the Challenge Cup as well. So if you're Clarkson's side, that consistency is there. So that connection between Mewis, that midfield, that front line of Daly, Prince, and Latsko, you know what each other are looking for. Now just go find that moment. Go find that special moment that ties this game up. And this is what Gotham's going to be okay with, is the ball is in front of them. Houston's just going side to side along the back line. Just don't give up any space in behind, and you'll be okay.
Here's Prince, who's dangerous in the first half, angling her way into the box. Her cross deflected and knocked for a corner kick. And Houston's had a handful of those.
And if Houston finds an equalizer, or finds a goal here in this half, I think we would both agree, I could only imagine that Prince would be involved in the play. Because she has really played with a lot of confidence going at defenders 1v1. A lot of confidence exposing that space out wide. Good services, good ideas.
Lewis in swinging ball towards the back post, headed far side of the left post. And nothing doing for Houston.
And we talk about moments that Gotham is okay with in regards to Houston controlling the ball through the back line and keeping possession, keeping the ball right in front of them. Those set pieces for Houston have really been dangerous all night. So for Gotham, need to make sure that that's not the area that you let Houston get back into.
Yeah, I think Christy Mewis has played pretty well tonight for Houston. She has made her presence felt. It's just that final touch, that final pass, just missing right now for the Dash.
And that's really all it is we've talked about it throughout this matchup, is Houston really has played well, but they're going to have to find a way to convert on the opportunities that they are creating. And you can see it with that shot total at halftime, 13 shots to 4.
Can Houston find one of those shots to trickle into the back of the net? The U.S. wearing the captain's armband went down, won a foul. This is some of the most possession that the Dash have enjoyed throughout the contest. Chapman, Schmidt, now Mewis. Great defending by Cujo.
But I would dare to say that Houston is going to see a lot more of the ball here in the second half, because Gotham is not going to be.
As Prince, ball across the bottom of the box and into the 6, dealt with by Sheridan.
Gotham is not going to want to press in really high areas against Houston and provide them those chances to expose them in their defensive third. So Gotham's really going to sit back and absorb pressure a little bit. Now it's on Houston to move defenders around. But again, with players like Mewis, with Groom, with Daly, Prince, let's go. We've seen Schmidt get into the attack as well. Those are players that have no problem engaging 1v1 and moving defenders, causing players to step. And that's what they're going to need now, which is going to require a bit of patience.
'55th minute of action. If you're just joining us here on the international Twitch broadcast, Arya Masudi and Eric Dobransky. 1-0 Gotham. Midge Purse, 31st minute goal on a assist from Evelyn Vienne. That is where we stand right now. Houston has outshot Gotham by quite a bit. But it hasn't mattered yet as the Dash still just trying to find one final pass. Maybe it's this run of play. Chapman. Out wide, Latsko. And into the hands of Sheridan as Daly and Mewis both converged. But that little deflection was enough for Gotham to get away with it again.
And if you're Houston, just don't get overly frustrated with not finding that final product on those wide services. You are going to have to change up the service a bit because a lot of those are low and really in good areas for Sheridan to pick up. So you're going to want to play a ball that's inviting, that really causes.
That was very inviting, Eric. And on the end of it, couldn't tell if that was Mewis. I believe it was Mewis. Couldn't get the final touch. Oh, now Daly was looking again for Mewis, and Mewis was just running back to just try and get onside again.
And right on cue, Prince sends in, as we were talking about, an inviting ball in there because you have Sheridan backed up on her own goal line. You have her back line on the 6-yard box. It's going to have to be a ball that is tricky for that back line to deal with, and a ball that Sheridan can't necessarily just easily go pick up or scoop up or catch.
Schmidt, top of the 18, now Mewis. Mewis, will she have a go with the right foot? Oh, she airmailed it. Had a decent look, did Christy Mewis. 22 caps with the U.S. national team.
Had it exactly where she wanted it. Deep in that attacking third, inside the 18-yard box. Was able to send the defender the wrong way, and right idea.
Just place the ball in a hot air balloon.
And you could see right away she wanted that one back.
See if that provides a spark for Houston, who has been asking more questions here in the second half than Gotham. But all it takes from Gotham is one of these counters. Oh, and Midge Purse goes down in a heap. A heavy, heavy tackle from Jane Campbell. Purse is still down and hurt. And now the run of play will stop. They will halt play. Purse was absolutely clotheslined.
Such a tough play overall because Jane Campbell's just trying to come out and deal with a dangerous situation. And really both players just working hard to get on the end of that ball, and you hope Purse is okay. She really took a heavy hit from Jane Campbell there.
That 25-year-old looks to be just fine. Smile on her face. She'll walk off the pitch for a moment. Gather herself acquired in 2020 from the Portland Thorns. She's a bright young star, not just in the NWSL, but for the U.S. women's national team. The toughness she plays with, the God-given speed, the ability to change the game really with one ball.
And really has her imprint on this game, not only with the goal, but again with the changes that she made in that first half, and the team made in that first half, with the interchanging play, the movement. It's really good to see that she's okay, because it's really just two players working really hard to try to make a play. And you don't fault Jane Campbell. She was just coming out to trying to make sure Gotham didn't go up 2-0, and then Purse is really working hard to get to that ball.
The Dash want to throw. Mewis, one touch, back to Latsko. Knocking it around are the Dash. And back to Naughton, who plays it to Oyster. Long ball ahead, and the flag comes up on Prince.
I think one thing to be really aware of for Houston is, yes, you're seeing a lot more of the ball, you're seeing a lot of possession, but when you have and you are getting as expansive as you are in possession right now, getting your back line really high and wide and your midfield expansive as well, is just be very careful with that counterattack of Gotham, because they have that ability to find that direct ball, and we've seen it with the runs of VN. We've seen it with Carly Lloyd getting higher purse as well. So you just got to be careful with if you're Houston, because if you do happen to lose possession in the midfield or even in that attacking third, just recognizing your role right away and slowing down play before Gotham can find that outlet.
Here is Skrosky. Up ahead to Purse, and a whistle.
And these are going to be times throughout the second half that Gotham's really going to take advantage of. Just slow the game down. No rush to get started.
Ball is Hansen, another foul. To Groom. Prince, one-on-one against Didosky, finds a cutting ball to Groom. It was intercepted. Gotham on the transition. Monahan. VN. Somehow the ball found her feet again. VN across the midline. Stops on a dime, drops it back to a teammate. Now to Johnson. Good work here from Gotham. In the end, Lloyd's pass cut off, intercepted. And now Daly working past Johnson. Pushes it out to wide space. Now Mewis back to Daly. Daly outside of the foot. And it's taken away. The theme of the night for Houston. They're getting in dangerous spots. Just can't make Gotham pay.
And that might have been a time for Rachel Daly to go ahead and take one herself. Trying to find Christy Mewis on that final pass. But for James Clarkson and his staff and his Houston team, is it too early to make any changes? Whether it's tactically or just overall approach, do you change your line of confrontation? Do you press Gotham even higher and higher? I know talking to both coaches throughout the week was, and all the coaches throughout the NWSL, it's about their principles of play. It's about how they want to manipulate the match and expose their opponent. But but there's still going to be situational play. And right now, you're on the road. You're down 1-0. And those are adjustments that you would have discussed at halftime, as we can see Houston making a sub.
And maybe Vasali is the answer. The 26-year-old from San Jose, California. Veronica Latsko out. In the 65th minute.
Because as a coach and as players, you're always going to value your game model, your principles of play. You're always going to want to impose your style on the match. But again, every game has a different story, and every game requires something different. And it just depends on what do you want out of the match so far. You're on the road. Is the idea of pressing for that point? Do you want to score earlier so you could find the game winner? And then what buttons do you press to get that done? And again, that just goes back to situations that you've practiced with in preseason, throughout the Challenge Cup. And you know that Coach Clarkson and his staff discussed it with their team at halftime, and they knew what minute they were going to start changing. If the score line was the same, if the score line had changed, they were going to make adjustments as well.
Saw Hansen went into the book with a yellow in the 66th minute. Schmidt, Daly wearing the captain's armband. Now Prince. Cuts it back towards the center of the field. Groom goes down with a shoulder from Monahan, and it draws a whistle. Physical tackle here from Monahan, who was the 10th overall pick of the 19 NWSL draft. She started at Butler University. This header from Mewis, flag was up anyway, wouldn't have counted. Sure, don't play it short. In the 68th minute, excuse me. VN. Plays it to Lloyd. Lloyd turns her defender inside out. Calm with the ball at her feet. Retrieves in tight spaces. Carly Lloyd goes down hard, and she stays down as Prince will go into the book.
And you could see that building up, because throughout that build-up play, Carly was getting bumped and tackled throughout. And there at the end, Prince taking on the yellow.
Ifioma Onumonu into the game for Evelyn McGann. Lofted into the air, punched out by Campbell. Gotham wins it in the back line. Lloyd, a soft touch taken away.
And VN there, just coming off, really had a solid night with the assist to Purse. 2 clear-cut chances there in that first half. You've got to be pleased with her overall performance tonight. And that front line for Gotham did a really good job of working off each other. One would drop into space, the others would occupy higher space. Even the midfielders reading when Purse would drop. Carly Lloyd had the freedom to go forward.
Freeman. Long. Now Cujo, who just signed a multi-year deal, in August of earlier 2020. Play it ahead to Lloyd. Lloyd one-on-one to her left foot. Will she have a go? Slips it through. Oh, excellent vision from Carly Lloyd. But Honamanu not able to spring off her line in time to split the defenders. See the vision there, though, from Lloyd.
Really clever idea. And you've definitely seen her a lot more on the ball here in the second half.
Up ahead, Mewis does well to win the ball. Into the box. Daly on her right foot. Shot deflected. Still Daly. Gets her head on it. It's going to take more than that to beat Sheridan. But Houston's still knocking on the door.
Unfortunately, just been the story all night for Houston. Just right there on the doorstep. Just unable to find the back of the net. But even besides that, find a quality chance. Because even in the build-up there, Rachel Daly, really good idea, good turn. Just couldn't get enough separation there to get a clear shot off. And it ends up with Sheridan.
Cujo to Monahan. Monahan in swinging ball. Nothing doing for Gotham. Strong tackle from Monahan. And a whistle and a foul and into the book. Goes Paige Monahan.
Really tough tackle there by Monahan. Just a bit eager there.
Seiler in for Mewis. So Mewis puts in about 73 minutes of quality work for Houston tonight. Really seemed to be the straw that stirred the drink.
And really giving Seiler, 15 minutes or more here to have a good impact on this match. Good to see Groom up after that tackle by Monahan. Always like to see that signal from the trainer that the player is good to go, will be okay to return. Just going to need a few minutes to, not a few minutes because you don't have that, a few moments to get moving a little bit, make sure everything's good.
Schmidt. Playing it back to Chapman over the top. Tried to play the long ball to Prince, who has been much quieter here in the second half than she was in the first. So about 15 minutes or so left for Houston to try and find the equalizer. If you're just joining us, Arya Masudi, Eric Dobransky, NWSL on Twitch for the international crew. Nice ball ahead. If Uomu can't get it across. Ifeoma Honamanu, who came on as a sub.
And those are those chances that Houston's got to just be aware of. Because you, not only are you trying to find the equalizer here, but clearly trying not to give up a second goal here.
So Skrosky off and Flores in. Onamanu, center of the box, just high over the crossbar. Midge Purse again. Almost had two tonight, Eric.
Really good chance here. Well-timed run. Driving at that back line with that late run by Purse. That was a chance that could have put this game out of reach for Houston.
Chapman pushes it forward. It's a good ball into the center of the box towards the penalty spot, but the flag went up.
And now you can see Prince for Houston dropping into deeper space, getting that ball at her feet. Really want her to drive at defenders, which could possibly unlock areas for Rachel Daly to run into.
Prince to Daly. Gets to her right foot. Keeps possession and pushes it out wide. In swinging ball. Penalty spot. Dealt with well by Gotham.
And this is going to sound so simple, but what Gotham's really done well throughout this match and throughout the night is whether it's Rachel Daly, whether it's Prince, Latsko, any of the attacking players throughout the night for Houston, is they've had good numbers behind the ball and they've had good support defenders. You can see it every time Rachel Daly gets a ball on top of the box. They have a good press on her, and then they also have a good support defender right there for in case they do get the first defender turned around.
It's a turnover in a dangerous spot. And Groom's final ball again. Just not there for Houston.
And that's another instance right there. Find themselves defending a dangerous opportunity, but defensively just in really good space. They, teams are always going to have to defend dangerous opportunities. It's a part of the game. It's just about making those right decisions when play breaks down, and Gotham's done that all night.
Yeah, I think Houston's left a little bit to be desired in the creativity department in the final third. The coordination, the chemistry, not quite there. As would be expected maybe in a week one. It is a long season. Here's Purse. A second goal for Gotham would likely shut the door on the dash tonight. And in search of that is the home side. Onamanu gives it away. Another poor ball in transition, finds Long to Lloyd. Lloyd goes down. Strong defending by Haley Hansen, who does have to be careful. She is playing on a yellow. Made sure of it there.
And if Prince is going to drop in those deeper areas for Houston, she's going to have to connect a couple of those longer passes that she's missed on here in the last few minutes. She missed Rachel Daly a few moments ago, and then there, really good transition moment, and loses possession. As we could see, Rachel Daly battling for possession, taking on the yellow card there.
We've seen 5 yellows tonight. It's been a scrappy evening in New Jersey.
Very disruptive, especially early on. This game, you could tell both teams didn't want each other to get into a rhythm.
Play it in towards the 6. And a whistle. A foul called on Gotham as Schmidt went down.
And I will continue to harp on situational play this weekend, throughout the season, because it is really going to dictate where your team falls in that playoff, in the standings come playoff time. You know, throughout Challenge Cup, throughout this opening weekend, you know, if you're Gotham, you're trying to see this game out. And then if you're Houston, you're trying to find that goal where you've created a number of chances. You're leading this game in stats with shots. As we can see another change.
Now Stengel into the match. The 29-year-old from Colorado Springs. And Groom's night is done after 82 minutes. Does Houston have the equalizer in them? Less than 10 minutes to play, including stoppage time. It's been mostly all dash here in the second half. Nervous moments for the Gotham defense. Vasali. Schmidt. Plays it out to Hansen. And 2 Gotham defenders converge on her. We're getting to the point of the match now, I think, where Gotham may just sit back and try and see this one through and see the points.
And you're absolutely right. Going back to that situational play, I think those are where you want to see who your team becomes in these moments. So later in the season, you can always reference back to those.
Chapman towards the penalty spot. Headed forward in a desperation attempt. They're not going to get the job done for Houston.
And for Gotham early on, if you can see this game out, manage the 1-0 result, walk away with 3 points, being outshot by a Houston team that was really good out wide and created a number of half chances, it's always good to get 3 points when you feel like you still had more of the game to give, and you could only get better if you're Gotham, because you know they want to see the ball, they want to possess it. But in this game, it happened in moments, but just not consistently. So for Gotham, you have a lot to grow on, and if you can get 3 points with still a lot of room to keep improving, that's fantastic.
Monahan. Still Monahan had it taken away. Now Didasco. Maybe something here on for Houston late. A runner on her left. And Stengel never saw her. Now a whistle to stop play. It's like Cujo had gone down.
These are 2 teams that are unbeaten throughout the Challenge Cup, with Gotham posting 2 wins, 2 draws. Houston with the 1 win and the 3 draws. And Gotham coming into this match, 7 matches unbeaten, longest in club history. This could possibly be 8 matches unbeaten. Here you hope Cujo's okay. You can see she took a step from Chapman. And I was concerned when she took that early yellow card, because Cujo is a player that is vital on both sides of the ball, but especially when it comes to disrupting play, slowing play down in those moments defensively when you lose possession. So you were a little concerned that that yellow card was going to affect the way she was able to impact this match, but she did well building from that. And
conversation between Daly and the head official. I think Daly couldn't believe that the ball goes to Gotham on the stoppage.
I think they're all trying to sort out the restart.
And ball is back in play. Naughton. Oyster. Pushes it ahead. Daly. Taps it ahead. Back post. Chance here. The best chance of the night for Houston is dealt with by Sheridan. It was Gabby Seiler who found the final touch. Not bad from the dash.
But those are those moments all night. Is you get in those dangerous spaces, you get on the ball in those dangerous spaces, and you don't force Sheridan to make a really tough save. Just right to her hands, but good run by Seiler and good delivery. But unfortunately, just nothing to show for these runs and these services and these creative moments by Houston.
A moment of quality needed by the dash. Gotham got theirs via Midge Purse in the 31st minute. Perhaps it's Prince for Houston. Edge of the box. Her pass is dealt with again by Gotham. Monahan looking for a teammate not on the same page. Instead, it's Naughton who comes away with it. Now Oyster. Hansen has pushed higher up the pitch here in the last couple of minutes, trying to aid the Houston attack. With it here, Stengel. Back to her defender. Prince knocks it down. Chapman. Nice turn from Hansen. Her cross dealt with again by Gotham. It was long. Daly looking for Prince. Vasali. Still Vasali, she goes down. Advantage given, Chapman onto her right. Purse with a head, knocks it away. Crowd comes to its feet. Onumanu is dragged down by Oyster. And now Gotham can just sit on it and kill some more of this clock off.
And really good emergency defending by Gotham. We've spoken about it. You're going to find throughout the match, you're going to find yourself in difficult situations defensively. And Gotham has always answered that call, getting numbers inside the 18-yard box. You know, we saw Seiler find a dangerous run a few moments ago, but other than that, Gotham has really defended those services well. and really not allowed Houston to break them down and compound mistakes.
Manu goes down again. 5 minutes of stoppage time. A card coming out. See who it's given to. And it was given to Sophie Schmidt.
She's made such an impact since coming on. You can see getting caught up with Sophie Schmidt right there. Just got to be an overall frustrating night for Houston. Because as much as you liked moments throughout the match, the chances you created with less than 4 minutes left, you don't have a goal to show for it.
Long provides support wide. Is shielding the ball from the defender. You see Gotham is in full-on kill the game off mode. Manu. Throw in for Gotham.
Valuable time here for Gotham. And even if they do give up the throw to Houston here, they still got to work 119, 120 yards up the field.
Still about 3 minutes left. Prince has been dangerous. Does she have one run left in her? Angling down the left side of the 18. Wins a throw for her team. Schmidt intercepted by Long. Monahan. Space to work with. It's closing quickly. Lloyd. Off Chapman. It's a Gotham throw. As we push past the 93rd minute and into the 94th.
See a lot of desperation here by Houston. Everything's going to go forward. You might have just a little bit more time than the 5 from the foul by Schmidt earlier, but not much.
What does Houston have left in the tank? They've given a great effort. Haven't found the final ball to unlock this Gotham defense. Still time left. Prince, back post. Prince still, ball found her hand. That's a tough break for the Dash. And Gotham will be in no hurry.
Sheridan will definitely take her time. Play this as far as she can. Get it out of their area.
Monahan gets through her shot. We'll find the supporter section. A smile on her face, as she knows that would have been a bonus.
And taking a look at Sheridan, because that might have been an assist for Sheridan off the free kick.
Final moments of this one. Oh, Houston might not be done asking questions yet. Lloyd on Umanu, now Monahan. Has it taken away by Chapman. Chapman finds her teammate. Played in Prince, can she get on the end of it? No, Sheridan, who has been strong all night. Once again, there to save the day for Gotham. Is that the final ball?
I want to say nervy moments of defending for Gotham, but it's just been that way all night. They've just had numbers there. They've had good support defenders.
And that is all she wrote. The home side opens the season with the win at Red Bull Arena. Midge Purse, the hero. The goal comes in the first half. And Gotham has won 3 in a row now against Houston. This one was fun from the Garden State. We've got plenty more coming up on the post-game show. Stay with us here, NWSL on Twitch. Warm embrace and a happy huddle for Gotham. 8 matches now unbeaten in a row. And perhaps the rebranding from Sky Blue to Gotham FC will provide a spark for the Garden City at Red Bull Arena. Just the 3rd time that NWSL has ever had a game at Red Bull Arena. And we look at the stats and wow, if you look at it, it's a tale of 2 stories, right? We think Houston, you see the numbers, 21 shots, but it's not really a matter of how many shots you get. It's the quality of the chances that you create. And I think in the end, Gotham created more out of what they had.
And positive moments from both teams, and looking at the stats, you see a lot of shots for Houston. But like you said, you've got to convert those opportunities, and you've got to make sure that they're quality and they're not just a lot of half chances there. You saw Gotham up the possession once they went up the goal, because it was a little chaotic there in the first 15-20 minutes of the match, and then after the goal, Gotham was able to settle in and really, take advantage of it.
When we look at what's upcoming in the NWSL, should be a lot of fun. Orlando Pride, Alex Morgan's squad, Marta, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and also tomorrow night, you see Portland Thorns and Christine Sinclair against Julie Ertz and the Chicago Red Stars, who just brought on Mallory Pugh. That should be a lot of fun. And then the brand new stadium, Lynn Family Stadium, next Friday night. NWSL has so much to look forward to here in the summer of Olympic soccer.
As always, such an exciting season here for NWSL. A lot of great matchups coming up.
Final score from Harrison, New Jersey. Gotham 1, Houston -0. For my producer, Eric Falero and Eric Dobransky, I'm Mario Masudi, saying so long, and we thank you for watching NWSL on Twitch. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, everyone.